travelers. Maybe you're moving through a challenging time and you're very centered on your head, and your head is just being lost in drama and story, maybe through struggles, through pains or challenges. Well, this practice, this upcoming practice that we're going to do is going to get you a little bit out of the head, so you're not head centered, but more into the present moment, more into the back into the body, and balancing out your mind and body, feeling more present, feeling more grounded, stable, because we need that balance through the challenges. We're going to learn to breathe through and flow through. This is a vinyasa flow through challenging poses that keep you grounded and balanced. And really anybody can do this if you're really up for it. My body, for example, feels a little bit tired and worn out, but these practices really help me to shift the energy and really help me to be more energized, facing whatever I need to face. So hope you enjoy it. I see you on the mat. Today we're going to start off in tree pose. So for beginners, you can just put your tiptoe onto the floor and put your hand in front of your heart, breathing deeply. Right at the beginning of your practice, seeing how it feels to have balance. Maybe you put your foot to the calf. Maybe you can place it even onto your inner thigh. Maybe you're wiggling, but that's okay. It's like a tree in the wind. Maybe you face adversities and challenges, and we want to ground through this practice. So maybe you're very head-centered, so you're not very grounded and you're shaking, but it's okay because a tree is not stiff, but it's going with the wind, maybe swaying back and forth. We're just checking how you are today. And if you're really unbalanced, this is a practice for you because we're going to get grounded today. We're going to do this pose after we have done all the grounding poses and see if you returned a little bit more to your balance. You can see I'm wiggling as well. Breathing deeply here, finding your breath, finding the stillness, even though it might be tough to hold. And place your foot down. Let's try the other side. Really find a spot in front of you, maybe on the floor. And you can place your tiptoe here. Maybe this is already enough. Just your tippy toe, not the weight onto the toe. But there you can find more groundness. Maybe you can place your foot to your calf. And your core is always playing a major role in here. You have to engage your core, draw on your belly. Maybe placing your foot on your thigh and in the hands in front of your heart. Balance is key and so important. So when we feel scattered in our brain and very centered, lost in stories and dramas in our head, let's come a little bit out of our head and back to the ground, to the earth, to where we are, to the now. So this balancing will help you to balance this. Breathing deeply here, always finding your breath. The breath is the most important part of your practice, so make sure you're inhaling deeply and you're exhaling deeply. Add the Jesus prayer here, and there's a video on the Jesus prayer where you inhale, Lord Jesus Christ, and you exhale, have mercy on me. Or for a simpler version right now, maybe it's enough inhaling light and exhaling darkness. Deep breaths. And I'm swaying here. I'm placing your foot down. Very nice. Come in front of your mat. We're going to inhale and we're going to exhale. Place your hands in front of your heart. We're going to inhale, rise up, rise really up, draw on your belly, stretch up. And we're going to exhale, diving down very slowly at first. Maybe you feel a little stiff. You want to bend your knees here and then straightening them out again. We're going to inhale. We're going to exhale. We're going to inhale, rising up. We're going to exhale. Draw on your belly. Just standing here is already a balancing pose. Make sure you shift your weight between all four corners of your feet. Feel the ground underneath you. Deep breaths. Make sure that your head is not sticking out, but really drawing in your shoulders back and relax. And we're going to flow a little bit through. We inhale up. We exhale all the way down. We're going to inhale, lift halfway. Maybe you place your hands on your calf, that's okay, or have them grounded. And then we're going to step back into a plank. And you can put down your knees and come down, or come from the plank straight down. Inhale, either a little cobra here or an upward facing dog, but only if your back is up to it, and then into a downward facing dog. First, we're going to start a little bit slow, really paddling your feet a little bit, opening up your calf. Now I'd like you to place your belly onto the thighs, really stretching out your back. You should really straighten out your arms, and then maybe straighten out your legs. Very nice. You can look forward and take one step and another step. Halfway lift, down, and we're going to rise up all the way. And we exhale down. A little bit faster, moving through. Inhaling, exhaling, diving down. Inhaling, looking up, halfway. Exhaling, stepping back, maybe placing your knees down, coming down, cobra or upward facing dog, and to a downward facing dog. Hold here, just a breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Looking forward, stepping forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come down. We're going to add on. Inhale up. We're going to exhale all the way down, diving. Very nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to plank pose. You can place down your knees, come down all the way. Upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. Lift up your right leg. Keep it parallel to the floor. Don't open up your hip yet. Just parallel to the floor. You can place your toes turning towards the ground. And now you're drawing in your knee really hard. You have to hold it here with your core strength. One more time back. And then you're going to step through all the way, placing your knee down. You can pad your knee here, rise up, come up and lift. You can keep your hands, arms, shoulder width apart or together. Really lift, draw in your belly. Don't just dump your weight forward. Draw in your belly and then move forward. Breathing here deeply. And coming down. Plank one more time. And moving into a downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg. Keep your alignment straight. Don't open up your hip. And then draw your weight forward. Really drawing in that knee with your core, stability here. And moving back, foot parallel to the floor, and then step all the way through with your core strength. It's not going to thump. You're going to draw on your belly, lift up, maybe your arms shoulder width apart or together. Draw on your core really, really much. And then come down, step back into plank, move down through vinyasa, upward facing dog, into a downward facing dog. Very nice. Right leg lifts, comes forward, really draw on that knee, come out. Now step it through into that lunge, the crescent moon. And maybe you come into back bend now. Maybe you're done and free to come a little bit to the back bend, but don't drop just into your lower back. Come forward, looking forward and lifting. If you can, you're going to lift into a high lunge here. Lift. Keep the balance. Feel the foot in the front, feel the toes onto the floor. Really draw on your belly, tailbone is facing down. Really engaging your core. Your core is really what gives you the balance. Maybe you lift your hands up if that's possible. Straighten your back leg a little bit more. Breathing deeply. Hold just a little bit longer. You can do this. And come down. Move through in vinyasa, maybe putting your knees down while coming down. Cobra or upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up parallel to the floor. Now draw it in. Draw it back. Step through, engaging your core, placing your knee down, rising up here. Maybe stay here or into a little back bend, but engage your core. Breathing deeply. Opening up your heart to new possibilities. Having your hands in front of your heart. Rise into a high lunge. Rise. See that your knee is really above the ankle. And then draw back that back knee. Don't let the hip open up, but stay forward. Core engaged. Tailbone is down. You can do this. You have the strength. Ground yourself. Feel your strength. Feel the connection to the floor. Breathing deeply. So you're holding these poses, grounding yourself, and then flowing until the next challenge. So it's like a river bank where the water just runs steadily. Even though there might be rocks as a hindrance, the water flows. Place your hands down, moving through like water. Down, upward facing dog, into a downward facing dog. Now lift your right leg, and now you can open up a lot higher. Make sure you're still in a nice downward facing dog, one-legged, and then open up your hip. This might feel really good. Opening up your hip, but keep your upper body still in the nice downward facing dog. Breathing now, lifting that leg up, drawing in that core. Hold it here. Hold it. That core is so important. Now one more time, lift and stepping it through all the way. Now maybe you can place your foot back, foot down, or you keep it on the toes. Lift up all the way. Hold this pose with the core. hold it hard. Maybe this is already challenging for you just to hold. You can stay here. We're going to go into a really challenging pose now. You either, if you cannot do it the way I do it, you turn down your foot and you're just going to come into a high lunge again, then lifting your hands. Or you can see if you can keep the foot all the way down to the floor, and then you rise. And this requires a lot of strength. Maybe lifting your arms now. If not, just turn in your toes and come into a high lunge. Stay here, engaging your core, lifting. Feel both feet on the floor, the contact of the floor, grounding you, strengthening you, holding you up. Breathing just fluently through the challenges. It will help you to get through anything in life. Have your hands in front of your heart. Move your hands down, placing your leg down. And again, come forward and just stretch out that leg. Very nice. Now place your left hand down. Come up, turn the toes one more time. Come up and come into the twist. Breathing deeply here. If you cannot hold it up here, you can also stay on your knee. That's fine. Really pull yourself up. The twist comes from above the navel. Breathing. Placing the hand down, moving through vinyasa. Really nice breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Now lift your left leg high. This time higher. You can really open up that hip, but still stay squared and parallel to the floor with the upper body. Even if you open up your hip, you're not opening up here, you're staying straight. Enjoy deep breaths. Come forward, really drawing in that knee, hold it here. Core strength is so important for any balance in life. Come up, and then step it through, come down. Maybe staying with your toes turned down or flat to the floor. Stay here. We come one more time up, and then you're gonna rise. If you cannot do this, turn down your toes and come into the high lunge again. Stay here, breathing deeply. Your core has to work hard here or you cannot hold the pose. But also feel the groundedness, the strength of your legs. The shaking is okay. Deep breaths through the challenge. Slowly coming down. One more time up. Really stretching. Coming to the middle. Placing your right hand to the floor. Turning your toes. Come up or stay down here. And twist either here or up here. Deep breaths. Placing your hand down, moving through in vinyasa. Either putting down your knees or coming straight down, upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. Very nice. Inhale, rise that right leg back, very high, maybe opening up the hip one more time if that's good for you, and then stepping it straight forward. Make sure you always, your ankle is parallel with the knee. Come high up into the high lunge. Then step the foot just a little bit forward, the back foot. And placing it down, a little bit angled to the left. So you have a stable seat where your hips are parallel facing forward. Warrior one. Really your tailbone is tucking down, your belly drawn in, lift. Stable, feel all four corners of your both feet. The weight should be distributed between the both feet. If you cannot dump the head back like this, just open up your arms and stay here. This is fine, but just placing your shoulders down. One more breath. And then you're opening up yourself into a warrior two. You can step the foot out. It faces forward. Now you can move a little bit deeper into the knee. Make sure your upper body is not doing anything funky, but you're really staying in the middle. Tailbone tucked under, belly drawn in, core is working. And then you look over the leg, really looking over. You can check back if that arm is doing anything funny. It should be parallel as well. Look back. The warrior is looking to the target. Focus. Focus your breath, focus your mind, finding that balance. The outer edge of your back foot, you should feel that on the floor. Breathing deeply. Come into a peaceful warrior, placing your left hand on the back foot, and then drawing your right hand over to the back. Stay into the bent knee. And then straightening that back knee, come into a reversed triangle pose. One more breath. And then you can just have your back foot a little bit more forward. Shouldn't be too far apart. We're going to come into a triangle pose. You can stay here if this is already enough, or move all the way down, even to the floor, but make sure the form is better than trying to squish yourself into the pose. I'm going to stay up here. Make sure that arm's not doing that. It should be up. The twist should really come from your back, your shoulder, everything opening up. Feet are very stable, core very engaged, lifting up. Come up, cartwheel your hands, come through your vinyasa, down. Lifting upward facing dog into a nice downward facing dog. Lifting your back leg up all the way, maybe opening up that hip one more time, keeping your entire body though, your upper body parallel to the floor. And then step forward one more time into a high lunge. Stay here. Lifting your arms up. And then come a little bit forward with the leg, placing it down so it's really grounded, a little bit to the side. Make sure your tailbone is tucking under, belly drawn in, and rise. Warrior one. Maybe having your arms opening up, shoulder width apart and looking forward, or coming all the way down. It doesn't matter how far you come into the pose. You get the same benefits. Just breathe. Rise up, your head if you're down. And then walk your foot a little bit more to the back so it's facing the front. Draw on your belly, tailbone is tucking under, belly drawn in really much. Now bend into that knee, come into warrior two. Look that this arm is not doing anything. It's really parallel to the floor. Look to the front. Feel the groundedness of your feet. Breathe, relax the shoulders, relax your facial muscles. There should not be any other tensions. Your legs are the ones that are working, grounding yourself. Keeping that balance. It is tough. You can do this. You can move through, keeping your breath in a flow. Your mind is at ease. You're flowing through the challenge. And this feeling you can take into your life, moving through the challenge with deep breath, with ease. Now, peaceful warrior, moving back. Keep your front knee bent. It is tough, it is hard. And slowly straightening the front leg. Stay here, breathe. Come up. Come a little bit by the back foot, a little bit further. Closing up. Arms out. And come down into triangle pose. Maybe stay here, lift it. That's good. Maybe even here. That's good. As much as you can. Your tailbone is tucked under. Your belly is really drawing in. Belly lifts up. It's almost like the belly wants to draw up. And your feet are very grounded. You don't have to look up. You can also have neutral ahead. But if you can, of course, look up. Make sure your shoulder, your arm's not drawing back. It's not doing anything for you. Opening up, twisting from the upper body. Breathing through the challenge pose. Feeling the groundedness. Rise up. Cartwheel your arms. Flow through the last vinyasa for today. Coming down. Cobra or upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. If you can, you either walk forward or you take a hop. Grounding your hands. Looking up. Bending forward. Stay here. Forward fold. You can place your hands on one elbow, the other elbow, and just hang here. Contribute the weight a little bit forward to the toes, not only all the entire weight into your heels. See if you can hold the balance. The belly has to draw in. The core is engaged. Of course, you can bend always a little bit your knees. Hold it here. One more deep breath. Placing your hands down or onto your shins. Inhale, exhale, one more fold, and then rise up. Maybe into a little back bend, but only if it feels good. And then come straight up. Face me or stay where you are. We're going to practice one more time the tree pose and see if you can feel more grounded, more out of your head into the present moment now. Have your hands in front of your heart, placing your toes down. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you're really shaky and you don't feel the balance. You feel chaotic energy in your body. That's okay. That means just energy is shifting. You can place your foot a little bit higher to the calf or into the inner thigh. If you're wiggling, that's exactly what a tree does in the wind. He's strong, but also bendy at the same time. Find your focal point. Breathing deeply. Feel that foot being grounded. Maybe you can lift your arms. You don't have to. If your arms were up, bring them to your heart. Placing the foot down gently and slowly, if you can. To the other side, shift that weight. Placing the toe, just the tippy toe, just lightly down. Maybe this is enough. Your core again has to engage. Your tailbone is tucking under. So get a focal point and start breathing deeply and calmly. Having your foot up on your calf or all the way up. Placing your hands in front of your heart. Concentrate on your breath. Remember this water. It's flowing through all the challenges. Any kind of rocks will not hold the water back. It just floats around it then. Floats over them. It might be challenging. If you can, lift your hands up all the way. You can also always have the hands shoulder width apart. That's okay. Breathing deeply. Coming down with your hands. Placing down slowly and gently that foot. Try to keep that balance. The strength. And we're going to come to the floor into a Shavasana. I'm going to just offer a short Shavasana. You can always come down, bend your knees, and slowly you can engage your core a little bit. That's totally okay here because we anyway want to have a strong core. Slowly move down and lay down. And you can have a longer Shavasana. Just place a timer and lay here. I'm only going to offer a short Shavasana. Feel free to stay longer. Really feeling the floor underneath you, grounding you. Feel the floor holding you. Now you should really let go of any tensions. No need to hold on to anything anymore. Not even your breath. Sink your body deeper into the floor. Let go of your breath. Come back. Feel the floor underneath you, holding you. Come back to your body. And slowly, I always like to stretch up over the head. Tug one more time your knees into the belly. And actually, I feel like I need one more time twist. So we're going to just do a short twist. One leg out, the other one turns over. Yeah, that feels really good. I always check after my Shavasana if I feel like doing anything yet. If there's any tensions left, this is the time where you can really, one more time, go to that place and help yourself. You can have your arm parallel, or I always like to lift it a little bit higher so I get a good stretch in my shoulder and opening up that shoulder. Moving into the middle, shifting your weight all the way a little bit to the left. Placing the foot down and twist. And if your knee doesn't make it to the floor, that's okay. You can always place also a pillow here. Hand parallel or a little bit higher. And breathing deeply. You can also look to the other side. I actually like it neutral. And if you would look up, the proper alignment is you have a straight line here all the way. Breathing deeply. One more deep breath. Drawing in your knees. Now, you can give yourself a back massage, just lightly swaying from side to side. I really like coming up and down. And try not to put your feet down on the floor. Hold that. It's really engaging the core a little bit. Moving up and down. This is really contributing the energy through your entire spine and your entire body. And it really helps me to shift whatever needs to be shifted a little bit. You can come all the way up. If you were still laying on your back, come to the side. I put one foot in front of the other and I start a little bit of turning. One more time, scanning your body if you're holding on to any kind of tension. Really small circles and big circles, letting go more. Then placing the other foot in the front and doing the little circles of the body to the other side. A little bit bigger. I just relieve tensions here. And then come straight up, lift one arm up, both butt cheeks stay on the floor. Hand is grounded, feel the floor, and then come to the side. Don't close up, opening up. Only come as far as both butt cheeks can stay on the floor. Lift that arm and to the other side. Both butt cheeks on the floor, opening up, maybe purposely opening up. One more time. Inhale, lift, and I feel a little bit tension in my neck. So put the head to the side, the ear towards the shoulder. I will place my left hand to the floor and reach. Feel a little bit more tension than here. A little bit deeper stretch and release. Come to the other side. Maybe this is enough, or you place your hand on the floor. Deeper stretch. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this balancing flow, not floor, but you feel more grounded.